What up? This is TF. Quick video. We had a poster on M. Carter Brown who asked an interesting question. He asked, you know, on the old markers, you used to be able to hold down the trigger, which pushed on the cam and held the pump arm forward, which didn't allow, as you were running, if you didn't have a return spring, right? Didn't allow, if you were running, for the gun to pump itself and multiple balls to get in the chamber. If anybody is a hard runner, they run like this, right? And you were running every time, right? You are loading balls one after another. No bueno. So it's something to think about in the CCM. Does this happen with the J12? Considering the auto trigger being very different, and I'll link you to the auto trigger video here. No, maybe here. Over here. I don't know. I'll put it somewhere. The auto trigger video. The auto trigger is very different in this marker. So what happens when you run with it when it's fired? Or when you hold the trigger down? It's not the same. Here is the return spring. Rod clips these from the factory, and so they're a little bit custom. Try not to lose them, or at least know how many coils have been clipped off. Let me see if I can find a return spring real quick. Yeah, here we go. So this one's got quite a few coils clipped off, as you can see. About three full ones. So I would just maybe clip a couple of these and I'd have ones forever. I took that out though, because it does make a smoother pump stroke. I mean, I'm not gonna lie to you. It's pretty fast. What happens when you run with it? Now again, if you didn't pull the trigger on the old markers and you ran with it, you know, again, it's just going down the field like this. You get in your bunker, you got 15 paintballs in there. Let's see what happens now. I hold on the trigger, I run. Okay, we have some movement. But what do we have? Let's slow it down. I'm just kidding with you. What you see is that the marker only moves about that far back. Why? It engaged the hammer here at this point, okay? And you only get about that much travel, which does not allow a ball in the marker, as you can see. Let's see what happens when we let go of the trigger. We see the same movement. Now what's going on here is that this hammer, the pump is coming back, the rod is tapping the hammer, and it's really hard to get that to move back on the hammer. So I think you could run with that, again, not letting a ball in. So if you were to make your move to a bunker, and again, you knew you were going head down, gun down, or in one hand, where you're not going to be firing the marker, I don't think you need to pull the trigger. I think you can run down the field with your hand off the trigger, doing this. It doesn't seem to make a difference one way or the other to run down the field with your finger on the trigger with this marker setup. The good news is, though, is you do not need the return spring if you don't want it. So I'm going to have to play with it next weekend and just see how I feel. I'm not a return spring guy, but on this marker it feels right. So I've been leaving the return spring as I play. We'll have to see as it goes down the road. It's all up to you what you want to run. This is about the only adjustment you can make on this gun. So hey, feel free, adjust your way, you know, on this gun here. Oh, we can change the ASA too, but that's about it. So knock yourself out. Thanks for the question on M. Carter Brown. And I hope that answers the question. Pulling the trigger and running doesn't seem to make a difference. Talk to you later. Peace.